On Terror Machine. This is your money love reading for the month of September 2017, and this will be for the sign of Leo. So let me go ahead and give these cards a shuffle to see what energies you be working with for the month. Okay, in the center of the reading, you have the King of Swords in the upright. For singles, you could be meeting a person that is, they come off very authoritative, but they know how to speak what they want, and they very to the point when it comes to what they want in a relationship or what they're looking for. They could be expressing themselves to a certain point that when you meet this person to talk about being in a one-on-one relationship with them, they're gonna lay all the cards on the line, and they're gonna be really authoritative about it. They're not gonna be demanding, but it has to be done a certain way if they want to be in a relationship or in a one-on-one with a certain person. Either you're coming off like this to somebody, or somebody is coming off like this to you if you're talking about being in a relationship with this type of person. If you already coupled up, it's just saying that your companion or you is going to be more when it comes to putting something in a relationship that they feel is going to be a benefit. They going to actually put in a lot of say so, and be more analytical about what you're bringing to them to be a benefit to the relationship, or what could be added to the relationship to make it better. Either you're coming off like this to your companion, or your companion will be coming off like this to you when it comes to um adopting something new into the relationship to make it better. What you have underneath you is the Knight of Swords in the upright. So the Knight of Swords in the upright is um saying, for singles, what it's saying is this person that may come to you and express themselves about being in a relationship and putting it all on the line, and stating it the way it is based on what they want in a person to be in a relationship with, they're going to be coming at you. Basically, they're going to come at you real fast about it, and they're not going to be a person that's going to hold back what they think when it comes to what they want to be in a one-on-one relationship, and then expressing that to somebody they interested in, or their idea of what a relationship should consist of, if you want to be in a relationship with that type of that this person. So either you're coming off like this, or somebody else is coming off like this to you, but they will be rushing in to make sure that if you're going to talk to them, they want to make sure that everything is laid online and on the table before they will pursue forward. But usually the knights are the first ones that will kind of charge ahead when it comes to battle or whatever. They the first ones out on the front. So this person is definitely charging ahead, but when they charge ahead, they trying to keep everything in line based on the way they think things should be. And because this is a love relationship reading, they want to make sure when they pursue a certain person, they want to make sure that it is definitely the way they say it once they express what they feel or think about when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. Either you're coming off like this, or somebody that you're talking to is coming off like this. If you are already coupled up, what it's saying is, if you're trying to put something in your relationship, and you want to hope that it can make your relationship better, what they with the knight is saying that they're going to actually, whatever you're bringing, they're going to keep analyzing it, and they are willing to do it if it has some logical steps, or it has some kind of process that it can go from A to Z and have a conclusion that is a benefit to the relationship. Either your companion's coming off like this or you're coming off like this. They're willing to give it a try, but every time they want to make sure everything is laid on the table with this great idea that you have to make your relationship better or make your bond better. But at the same time, they're going to have an analytical point when it comes to bringing it into the relationship, and they gonna be willing to do it, but they gonna kind of scrupularize the idea that you bring it into the relationship to make it better. Either you're coming off like this or your companion is coming off like this. What you have in the past is the Five of Cups and the reverse. So the Five of Cups in reverse is saying is if you're single, you got over, and this is in the past, you could got over an ex that had a drinking problem, or they had some kind of issue of they couldn't let stuff go. They was more of a person that was soaking boohoo over old stuff that wouldn't benefit them. Either you came off like this to somebody in the past, or somebody in the past came off like this to you, that when you was presenting yourself to be in a one-on-one relationship with them, they were to soak and boohoo about what didn't work right in their past relationships. It wasn't like they was trying to adopt it with you per se, but they kept going over that issue that became a negative about being in a one-on-one relationship with that particular person. Either you came off like this to somebody in the past by soaking and boohooing about somebody in the past that you used to mess with, or the person you was talking to did that to you when you was trying to pursue them to be in a one-on-one relationship. If you are a couple up, what it is saying is that some of the old, you got over the point that you was never going to drag when it comes to bringing in new ideas that could help the relationship be better. You did not want to drag in some old stuff that maybe one that was done before and it failed, or you didn't want to drag in any kind of old stuff into the relationship that would have sent your companion in a complaintive mode, or they will be kind of holding it over you and kind of saying, oh, we did that before and why we doing that again, and this, that, and the other, and it becomes like a bargaining tool of not doing something else new to benefit the relationship. Either your companion did this in the past or you did this in the past that you kind of got over trying to do that, so you kind of try to keep things fresh without trying to bring in something that you knew that your companion would be holding over your head for future times to put a wedge in your process of making your relationship grow better between the both of you. What you have at the top of you is the Magician in reverse. So the Magician in reverse for singles, you could be meeting another person, or this could be this one person that um there is a one-sided person. They don't really have like a lot of extraordinary things to offer when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. Either this person that's talking to you is coming off like this, or you are coming like this to somebody you're talking to, that that you kind of, you don't possess this wow and this pizzazz about yourself to have a a levitation to have people come at you. You kind of keep everything cut and dry when it comes to being in a relationship or want what you want in a relationship. Either you're coming off like this to somebody you're talking to, or somebody talking to you is coming off like this, and you kind of see that this person doesn't have this kind of wow effect about them, or they don't come with no kind of surprises or off-center tricks of different stuff when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. And what I mean by that is one time they will use the money to try to get you, then they will try to pull on your heartstrings, then they will have this go-getter attitude and always be up in your face, or they come with these different angles of when it comes to pursuing a person they want to be in a one-on-one relationship with. Either you're coming off like this to somebody, or somebody's coming off like that to you when you're trying to talk to them. So they kind of being more of a plain Jane when it comes to a type of person, or their attitude when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. And maybe because, and this is for singles, maybe because this person, you got a king of swords, a knight of swords, and your card coming up is a queen of swords. So they're just super in their head. They're not going to bring nothing else in the table. Or if you're trying to get this person basically on an emotional level, it's not going to happen. If you're going to try to just be up in this person's face all the time, it's not going to happen. If you try to buy this person's love, it's not going to happen, because this person that you may be talking to is so mental, is so much in their head. Before you can bring it, they already analyzing it to such a point that they analyzing it, and then that's what's controlling their moves and their ability to be in a one-on-one relationship. Either you're coming off like this to somebody, or somebody else is coming off like this to you. If you couple up, the magician is saying that when it comes to you putting stuff in your relationship to make it grow, you're not trying to do this out of the box kind of way to build a bond in your relationship. You're just not trying to pull out 1,000 stunts, because you probably already know that your relationship is tight and it doesn't need you to hit all kind of angles and corners to try to make your bond kind of be better. So you're trying to keep it more on one singular thing, or one singular idea, or one singular way of doing stuff to um make your relationship grow. Because usually the magician in the upright says you have all the tools that you need to make something work. But in a relationship, and it's in reverse, it's saying that with all this analytical stuff is going on, or either your companion is doing this or you're doing this, that you're scrutinizing everything, and you rather take everything on a mental level and not invoke certain stuff in a relationship that it may ruin it. So you're not wanting the surprise to be brought into the relationship. You want it to be kind of put on the table, the one idea, without the surprises, the jack in the box put up in it. Or you don't want all this carnival kind of stuff to be hitting your bond with your relationship, or this idea that it starts out one way, that you gonna work on something that build, then it starts snowballing into three or four different things. You just didn't want that to be brought to the table when it comes to building a bond with your companion. Either your companion thought about this, or you're thinking about this, or both of y'all thought about this, to kind of keep it more in a mental state of how to build your relationship and your bond with your companion. The last card you have is the Queen of Swords in the upright. The Queen of Swords for singles. So, like I said before, you're dealing with somebody that's super in their head. Now, with the Queen of Swords adding this extra layer of mental power to this person you're talking to, or they see this in you, that you got this mental power, you putting the lines in the sand, and you're not taking somebody to come with some bullshit. Maybe you want somebody to come to the table without all the surprises, or you want somebody to come to you without this soak and boohoo story of some old ass people that they should have been let go while they're trying to talk to you. So you're laying your stuff on your lines in the sand when you're talking to this person, and you exerting your own power and control when it comes to what type of person you want to be in a relationship with. Either you're coming off like this to somebody you're talking to, or somebody that's talking to you is coming off like this, because they putting it in the sand and they being very starch about what they want when it comes to being in a relationship, or a one-on-one relationship with you. If you already coupled up, like I saying before, with all these swords, you is really being critical about what is being brought into the relationship that you may think can be a better help to the relationship. Is being that you're setting up parameters in your relationship. Since you already in a relationship, whatever is being brought into the relationship that you feel that could be a benefit, you're going to set a boundary line of how far you're going to go before you, either your companion do this, you doing this with the companion, or both of y'all is making the decision that you will make it have a certain time period, or a certain um level it would go before you would make a decision. This is not working, let's get rid of it, then bring another uniform thing to the table so it can help our relationship better. You setting the line in the stand. If it doesn't reach a certain point or by a certain time that you will see a change that is going to be a benefit in your relationship, you're going to discard it, move on to something else, and still keep that pattern going with setting the line in the sand of how far it's going to go. Because technically speaking, you're doing it because you don't want to ruin something else you already built that you felt it was a positive in a relationship, just because these wacky ideas, or you didn't home down on the idea that was being brought to the table that was felt to be a benefit to your relationship. Either your companion is going to do this, or you're going to do this, or both of y'all going to do this when it comes to this certain thing that you want to bring into the relationship to make it better. So let's go ahead and get a couple cards on the reversals and see. One card flew out already. Why about this Five of Cups in reverse? What it is you got the world, a wheel of fortune in reverse. So for singles in the past, whoever you was talking to in the past, they wasn't even making no change. They wasn't going to bring a change to you as a person and wanting to build your connection with a one-on-one. This person seems like when they was talking about their past relationships and this boohoo ass story that you're trying to get away from or whatever, that it's made them seem like they was a person that always had bad luck going against them when it came to being in a one-on-one relationship. Either you came off like this to somebody in the past, or somebody in the past you was talking to came off like this, that every time they was spilling their guts about some old ass story about some old ass person that they been in a relationship with, it seemed like they had a black cloud in the relationship. Every time they get into a relationship to be in a one-on-one, it seemed like here comes this black cloud following them. It's one of these old Charlie Brown kind of character when it came to their luck of maintaining a one-on-one relationship. Either you came off like this with somebody, or somebody else came off like this to you. For a couple people that's already coupled up, what it's saying is that you decided not to do the boohoo thing because you knew the boohoo thing was not going to make any difference, or bringing up old stuff in a relationship was not going to turn it the situation or your bond any better. You already knew once you start harping or bringing in old ideas or harping over old stuff that did not work in the relationship to build your bond, you already knew it was going to turn it even more negative than what you felt at that time, or how you was analyzing your relationship at that time. Because if you would have did some old stuff, or brought up an old idea, or tugged on an old ass emotion that your companion's brain was already past that point and thinking about other stuff, and was pretty much at high priestess mode times three, it wasn't going to do nothing. It was either going to get shut down, or it was going to just send your companion into another wave of thought when it came to your one-on-one bond. Either your companion did this in the past or you did this in the past. Let's go ahead and get another one. There go that deaf. There goes Mr. Deaf. For singles, what it said is whoever you was talking to the past, you killed that situation off. Basically, you cut that person off real quick. Either somebody did this to you in the past or you did this to somebody you was talking to because you seen this person have a boohoo story, you wasn't feeling it, they had this Charlie Brown dark cloud over themselves every time they get in a relationship. So what you did was just you sent that person on their way. That's what you basically did. You shut that person down because you didn't want to hear that old drama stuff that you didn't know the person, you didn't care about them, whatever. You didn't know them, and they kept playing like they was the victim or the bad cloud when it came to the relationship, or they couldn't get a lucky strike with something. They kept bringing it up of trying to be in a relationship. So you killed that person off from talking to you. They immediately shut you down. They just pretty much shut you down, or you shut down somebody in the past, because once that came up with you wanting to be in a relationship with this person and they kept rolling out the story, or whatever was going on with their past relationships kept rolling out, you backed up so quick, you pretty much you threw in the white towel on that person, say, well, I can't take it, you're not the right person for me. And I don't know if you shut them down real. With all these sword cards up here, it looked like you gave it to them. That's what it did. It looked like you read that person from up to down, shut them down, stabbed them in the back, cut off their head, and dumped their body somewhere. That's what you literally did with this person. Either somebody did this to you or you did this to somebody else. If you already coupled up, it's just saying that in the past, what it is you put your foot down on a certain thing that you could have felt that was going to be a negative in the relationship. You didn't let that idea, or what this idea your companion could have brought in, you killed it off before it began, because you already knew it was not going to have a lucky effect to the relationship, and all it was going to do is have your companion boo-hooing over this move you put in and have it held over your head for future times. Either your companion did this in the past or you did this in the past, or both of y'all decide to kill that out because you already knew it was going to lead to something else that you didn't want to adopt into your one-on-one bond with your companion. So let's see about this person, this person right here that just one-sided and don't have no magic about themselves. Let's see what's up her. You have seven of cups for singles. You're not tripping on this person because you was looking for more. Basically, whoever this person's going to come up that is basically one directional when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship, and you're not trying to find them oppressive or mesmerizing, is because you got your focus on somebody else that maybe can offer you a little bit wow and pizzazz when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. Either you're doing this to somebody that you're talking to, or somebody's going to be doing this to you, that you're looking for more than just what they are offering. You're looking for more of a variety of personality or characteristics, or different types of traits that could add to being in a one-on-one relationship with this certain person. Either somebody is doing this to you or you doing this to somebody else. If you're coupled up, what it's saying is that even though you want to be analytical and bring in ideas that are one on, more just one idea at a time, analyze it, keep it moving. If it don't work out, you will go to something else. It's saying you still want options to be put on the table with different ideas to be brought to the relationship to help your bond be better. It's just that you better digest these ideas one at a time or invoke them to see how far they go, if they're going to be a benefit to your relationship. But it's saying that you're still open for other stuff, not just the one thing that's being brought to the table. Either your companion is having this kind of view on it, or you're having this kind of view on what they're bringing into the relationship. You trying to say, is it more? Or could you offer more? Or is it more to this idea of what you want to do to help our relationship be better? You and your companion is still open to try more steps to help build a better bond in your relationship. So let's see what the last card is. Always a coin on the table. So you got the Knight of Pentacles in the upright. Single. What it's saying is this one unital person that's coming to you and you're keeping your options open. You're probably looking for a person that is probably more stable than yourself, or they have to present more better stability about themselves before you get in a one-on-one relationship with that person. Either somebody see that in you see that in somebody you're talking to, but you're looking for somebody that has their stuff two together, and it's two together for themselves, so you can see how you fit when it comes to their foundation, not really your foundation. You could be looking for a person that can bring you more of a stability or a better foundation in a relationship. So you're trying to keep yourself more open to different options of people talking to you, and you're just not going to take the cut and dry one dimensional person to be in a one-on-one relationship. Either somebody you're talking to see want to do that, or you're doing that to somebody that is talking to you. If you are already coupled up, what it's saying is that the main root of what you're trying to build is not of a emotional thing. You're trying to get a tighter bond or a tighter foundation on your relationship. You probably have a lot of emotion for each other in the relationship with the Seven of Cups, but you may be looking for more. We can tighten our foundation as a couple about our home front, what we build together. Maybe that's loose leaf, and it's kind of having an effect on your bond with your companion. So you're kind of reining it back in to kind of build the foundation a little more better before you would introduce different ideas to tighten up the bond between you and your companion. Either your companion is thinking this, or you're thinking this, to say, well, we should work on our what we build together. Then when that is solid, we can bring in different ideas to help build our bond together as a couple. So I hope you like this reading. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and leave your comments at the bottom. You can turn the video up or down, and I'll talk to you later.